Well, I'm back. Um, it's been kind of a dreary day. Kind of worked out in my favor a little bit. I was originally planning on doing some pressure washing at one of our Troy restaurant. I was gonna clean the sidewalks and some of the parking lot and so forth. Um, but I knew rain was coming, and you can't really do that in the rain. One, because it's fucking pointless. Um, Two is because the rain will kind of do it for you. So I went out and I put some chemicals down and kind of waited around to see what was going on. Came home for lunch, went back, threw some more chemicals down, even though it was sprinkling a little bit, and hopefully we'll be getting some harder rain or calling for some harder rain here in the Troy, Piqua, Ohio area later tonight. Remnants of what is it, Hurricane Patricia or whatever. So hopefully that will do a pretty good job of cleaning it up for me. So it wasn't a bad day. But this is what we're here for. I got my first comic block. I remember seeing, not necessarily, I guess you could call them spoilers of what titles might actually be in here. I don't fucking remember. Uh, I know one of them, I'm pretty sure. I might be thinking of something else. I don't know. But I'm thinking it was supposed to be something with Tomb Raider. So, which is cool. I always liked the Tomb Raider games. They were kind of ahead of their time, core design. Um, really put themselves on a map with the work they did on the Tomb Raider games. Even the early ones, back on the original PlayStation and PS2, were leaps and bounds as far as gameplay. And of course, now it branched out. You got the movies with Angelina Jolie, and I don't care what anybody says. Okay, even now, even she's. I mean, what were those movies? Probably came out what 15 years ago or something. 20 years ago. I mean, it's been a while. Uh, Maybe not that long. Yeah, probably about 15 years, something like that. Uh, I thought they were really good movies, and I thought they casting her in that role was excellent. I mean, and not just because I think she's freaking gorgeous. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Even now, when she's a little bit older, I think she still looks great. Um, but as far as what she brought to the actual character, I think she did a really good job bringing Laura Croft to the screen. And of course, now, here we are. Comic block, supposed to be Tomb Raider. They branched out and they've got pretty much anything geek that you can think of. I mean, Tomb Raider or Laura Croft has been emblazoned on. So that'd be cool. I mean, if that's one of the ones that's in there. But I don't know about the other ones. I think I remember reading about it, but I don't really retain stuff for very long. I don't know whether it's just because I don't really want to, I don't think about it, or I'm just getting older. I don't know. But let's see what we got. I know there's a shirt. We'll save the shirt for last. Let's see what else is in here. Well, we'll just start. Okay, this is a comic here. Yep. Hey, speak of the. Here it is. Laura Croft in the Frozen Omen. It's a Dark Horse comic #1. It's a comic block. At least the cover. I don't know whether the comic itself is exclusive to comic block. I would imagine the comic itself isn't, but the cover, since it's got the comic block logo on it, I'm assuming that this is a variant cover compared to the regular issue that you could get, say, at the newsstand or through a subscription from the publisher. So that's pretty cool. It's nice too because I mean it's sealed bagged. It's got, it doesn't look like it's got like the real thick backing board on it, but I mean it does have one. Um, so that's pretty cool. The artwork, I mean, the artwork is just incredible on the cover. Just unbelievable. I mean, the amount of detail and stuff. Yeah, that actually looks like it. I'm gonna take a guess and to say that. I mean, that looks like a painted um, cover in the artwork. It doesn't look like it was done with like pencil or like just computer generator or anything. It actually looks like it was painted. Um, Maybe even with like watercolor. Some of the shading and stuff definitely looks like you could get that with the watercolor. I don't know. Looks really good though. Next. Hey, here's a little card. Right now, that's tag. Never mind. I think it's a tag on the shirt. Alright. Huh. Yeah, cool. Alright. There we go. How fitting that we just had Back to the Future Day. And here is a Back to the Future comic from IDW. It's #1. This has actually got the Nerd Block logo on it. So this might be actually, like I said, a variant cover 2. Actually got, I don't know if you can see like real close there. It's got the comic block and kind of like almost the license plate area of the DeLorean. So kind of a different style of artwork too. If I was going to say, I'd almost put that style into more of what you normally see in some graphic novels. At least some of the ones I've seen. Not real detailed. Kind of a limited palette of color on it. Still looks great though. And I mean it's got like everything. There's a hoverboard, DeLorean, of course, and then there he is from Back to the Future Part 3. So yeah, let's go. I'll have to check that out. I don't know what maybe it kind of rolls into, because it doesn't have a byline on the title. So I'm wondering if maybe it just rolls in kind of like the general story from all 3 movies. I don't know, I'll have to look at it, open it carefully, because this was actually shrink wrapped and it doesn't have a backing board. So although it's a pretty stiff comic, it's almost got like an actual, like, feels like almost like a hard stock cover on it. But I'll have to look into that and see what it is. Okay, next. Third and final comic. Oh yeah, this is cool too. This was I didn't watch every episode of this show when it was on, and I actually haven't seen. I take that back. I saw the. I think I've seen part. I didn't watch the whole thing. Either I started it when it had already been on for a little bit, or I started at the beginning and then I had to go do something else before it was over. But the Heroes Reborn. This is a comic based on that. On just the Heroes series, probably the first or the second incarnations of that TV series. Heroes Vengeance. Again, it's got the comic block. Oh, here it says it's a prelude to the TV series Heroes Reborn, Thursdays, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, on NBC. This is number 1. I'm assuming because it's got the comic block logo that, again, it's a variant cover, or that it was specifically done for the comic block. Again, it's sealed bagged. It's got one of the smaller backing boards on it. It's nice that they have that. Anybody that whether you actually collect comics, like I said, I don't really collect comics anymore. At one time I did quite a bit, and I probably had 1,000 comics everywhere from comics from the early 70s up till 90s, early 90s, and then I part of growing up, you get bills and stuff, and all it takes is one thing here or one thing there. You get you don't really have the money for, and you got to make concessions sometimes, make ends meet. So since I wasn't really collecting comics anymore, I decided to go through, and I probably still got maybe like 200 or so that I decided to hold on to, mainly because I actually just like them, and I have bought some since then. Um, but I kind of got out of collecting them, but it's nice when you do get them that if they're already bagged and got a backing board, it makes a big difference on them, retaining uh, the clarity of the artwork cover. They don't fade as much. And, of course, it's a good idea to always keep it. Not just comics, but anything. I mean, I don't care if you got old newspapers that you're holding on to, anything that you've got that you want to keep for, endure for a long period, especially when it's on, like, stock. It's a good idea to have some protection on it. Just like, pictures. I mean, think about when if you're gonna hang a picture up, put it in a frame with, a decent frame with a good glass. If you can, maybe even get glass that's actually like got some tint in it to where it, light won't penetrate it, and cause any harmful effects on the picture. Or just be sensibly and don't hang it on a wall directly across from a window that gets sun pouring through it a third of the day. Otherwise, a couple of years down the road, you're going to look at your picture and be like, "What the hell? It's all faded. I wonder why that? How did that happen?" I've been sitting in the sun baking every day for the past couple of years. Anyway, Heroes. I like the TV series. I'm a big X-Men fan. I always like the X-Men, so that it's kind of like an updated offshoot of taking the same idea behind X-Men for new generations. Okay, this I think is probably like supposed to be the comic related item. They never really say what it can be. So this is just a small print lithograph of the symbiote Venom from the Spider-Man series. That's really, I love that artwork. I mean, that truly captures the fierce, and almost the real evil that Venom has. There's depending on which comics you read. I mean, Venom come across as is just like it's like pure evil. I mean, not evil in the sense like, oh, he's a demon from hell or anything like that. I mean, he's bad guy. If I remember right, again, I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't collect comics. I don't claim to be like a comic genius and know all the characters and stuff. And I'm far from it. Especially looking at comics today, even like the big ones like Superman, Batman stuff. I mean, they got characters that I've never fucking heard of. But this Venom, the actual guy's name, I believe, is Eddie Brock. Was the guy, and he got I don't want to say infected, but he came in contact with this symbiote, which essentially think of it like a black blob, and it kind of melded with him as symbiotes do. They attach and feed off of whatever they're with, and he became what you see here, Venom. And like I said, some comics he still retains some of his humanity, and other ones he's just like flat out what you'd expect from somebody that looks like that. Just one evil some bitch. But that's pretty cool. I'll have to get a frame for that. That's kind of a weird size. I don't know whether man, I really should probably get a frame for it. If nothing else, even if I don't hang it up anywhere, just put it in a frame just to protect it. No, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Alright, last thing is the shirt. Alright. Hell yeah. That is cool. That, for people that don't know, is the face of Spawn, which is a character that was developed by Image Comics, in particular by Todd McFarlane, who has since gone on to bigger and greater things. Basically, in and of himself, he's got his own, um, really his own company now. Just McFarlane, everything. You name it, I think he's got his hand in it in some way. His big thing now, I think, really is not so much comics. I'm sure he still does comics and stuff because he's an incredible artist. But he does McFarlane toys, which are, not your kids' toys. These are, even though they do make some that are geared towards kids and that are meant to be played with and stuff like that. Excuse me. Um, Most of them are geared towards what the actual average age of collectors are these days, and that's like from mid-teens up to probably like mid-30s. Is like the average between male and female. It's not just a thing for guys. There's a lot of girls that get into that stuff too. Uh, but their figures are absolutely phenomenal. He really raised the bar on sculpting when it came to collectible figures. But he created the Spawn character, and it's basically what do you classify it as, a demon. But, he's supposed to be from hell, and he's supposed to be put on Earth to collect souls and so forth. And he kind of rebels against that, and ultimately, it kind of has this hell spawn, Spawn, um, taking on all the forces of darkness. It's one series I've got. I think I've got like the first 10 comics of it that I held. Those are some of the ones I held on to. Maybe some of you have seen the movie, the Spawn movies. They did an animated one. They also did a live action one. Wasn't too bad. Um, it's a really good series. I didn't really keep up with it, but that was really what put Todd McFarlane and Image Comics, really. Image Comics had a lot of decent comics titles, but not to take away from the other artists that worked for Image, but it was really I'm not stretching it to say it's Todd McFarlane that, and the Spawn comics in general that, most people, if you say Image Comics, that's the one that most people will think of if they know the relationship between Spawn and Image, of course. Well, that was the first comic block. It was good. I mean, I'm happy with the titles that it came with. I love the shirt. It's great. Like I said, the print was really not, it was neat and everything, but said I don't know whether I'll actually put it up anywhere. I might just, maybe put it in a sleeve and just put it away somewhere. I've got nooks and crannies where I got stuff that I've just held on to and put away. Um, but overall, I mean, yeah, it was definitely worth it. I mean, for $20. I mean, because the shirt itself is probably $20. I don't know whether it's got an actual price on it or not. Uh, it doesn't show a price. And the print, I don't know. I'd say the print's probably like $10 or so. This comic's $3.99. This one, I'm not sure. It doesn't actually have a price put on it. I'm gonna guess it's probably about the same. $3 or $4. This one's $3.99. So, see, if they're $4 a piece, you're looking at $12 there. Another $10 for the print. 20. So I mean, you're roughly around $40 or so in merchandise for what is $13.99 plus $6 shipping, so $19.99. Pretty good deal. Well, that's it for now. I'm gonna go relax, sit in front of the TV, drink a Mountain Dew. Enjoy my day. Get another long day at work tomorrow. Hopefully, I don't get rained on. That's it. We'll see you later. And the next one will either be a box of Dread or another comic book. Take it easy.